Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this March the 19th, 2025. Top of the noon update here under a mostly sunny skies and a beautiful early spring day with a current official temperature of 59 degrees, and the news out of the day and the first mover advantage and the power and the reason you come to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing is because we're bringing back truth, trust, education, and information back into what has been, most people think, is a scam and con men across the field. We're trying to bring back, and we are with our growing movement, truth and education and trust back into the sphere. And one of the big things today, and that's why we ask you to bell notification and comment down below, one of the key battles has ended and the news broke, and it has promoted an 11% pump in the XRP price. Ripple CEO says legal battle with SEC has ended. Brad Garlinghouse said Wednesday that his company's legal battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has ended. As many of you know, just over 4 years ago, the United States filed its lawsuit against Ripple. I'm finally able to announce that the case has ended. It's over. Garlinghouse posted on X. The price of XRP token closely associated with Ripple's business activities quickly jumped 8%, coming up to the 250 to nearly the 260 target that Vincenzo's has been talking about for several days in a technical move. It seems very clear to me that the case was doomed from the start. The SEC move to drop the appeal against Ripple comes after the agency has dropped several cases and paused investigations in the crypto firms last month. The case against Ripple has been ongoing for years. In 2020, the SEC accused Ripple of raising $1.3 billion through sale of XRP that claimed it was an unregistered security. Then in July 2023, the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York, Torres, ruled that some of Ripple's sales, called programmatic, of XRP did not violate security laws. Last August, the judge ordered Ripple to pay a $125 million fine. In October of last year, the SEC appealed the case and said that the district court's decision conflicted with decades of Supreme Court precedent and security laws. Since former chair Gary Gensler exited the agency in January, the SEC has turned a new leaf, seemingly friendlier towards crypto. Since the beginning of President Trump's second term at the White House, the agency has rescinded controversial crypto accounting guidance, looked to re-examine rules affecting crypto, creating a crypto task force. So we expected this news to come out. I thought they would drag it on a little bit longer. It's also on a day where the Fed is going to decide whether to lower rates or continue the pause of lowering rates, which I don't expect them to lower rates today. So what are we seeing here? Is this the start of the next bull market, or is this just part of the technical move that we are in? Oh, it's hot. Got to get some air in here. And the technical move that we're in, and the XRP, just as that news 2 weeks ago right here where you had a 30% pump on an early Sunday morning because of the crypto reserve that had XRP mentioned in it. Is this just another one of those pumps right here that's moving up to a technical level, something that we talked about last week and have been talking about still the last few days, was right here. Since we were bouncing off the neckline last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that we could have a move up between the 100-day and potentially as high as the $2.56 level, $2.56 level right there. Still don't want to buy you. And if we look at the hour time frame, you can see on that wick, we've come straight up now into that $2.55 area where we're meeting resistance. And now what we want to see here in the hour time frame, again, you had the 1 hour candle spike, but the candles now, besides that, have been dramatically lower. And now what we're going to watch out for here today and tomorrow is there any follow through with the volume? You can see in the 15-minute, you had the 15-minute as the news came out, and then the volume has steadily declined. Is this just another one of those things where we come up and then we give back in the next 24 to 48 hours, and we've given back all that initial gain with the pump that we're having right now based off the news? I still think we're still in the head and shoulders topping reversal pattern. They released the news again at an area of a technical bounce. We were talking about a potential bounce, and we did have a little bit of a bounce over the weekend that found the price go from a wick low of about $1.91 to a weekend wick high of about $2.48, and now we're sitting at a current price of about $2.56. I don't think anything structurally in the market has changed just because of the news, but I think what the news did do was get a few people to pour in at one time in a short amount of time that caused a nice spike. But I wouldn't think that we're going to make another run at the $3 mark. I think this is going to start to stagnate out unless we see some follow through and volume pumping, and the price is going to end up trading back down. But we're going to keep you out ahead of that, obviously, and that's the power of Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, with truth and education to keep you level-headed on what's going on in the market. And you can become members of Jabroni Killers for $3.99 a month. We're building the members. We've had about 8 new members in the last couple of weeks. It helps to keep the channel free. It helps support the channel and keep this valuable information flowing day to day and week to week for free. AMP, I still think there's going to be a pump. I had a commenter ask me the time frame. I think it's in the shorter time frame that this pump's going to happen, and move these down. I think it's going to be in the shorter time frame, maybe in the next week or two, that we have a mini hyper pump in AMP. Not to say it's going to hold the gangs, but I could see something like what's here in yellow happen over a day span or a day and a half span, and then it more than likely would give away back the gangs. But I think we could have a reactionary pump to being oversold here soon. XLM is trying to pump on the technical level that we talked about, that we could come up as high as maybe to $3.31 last week, because we bounced off this 25 cents, which is a major support level. We've had the bearish cross, and we thought after having a bearish cross and coming onto a support level last Thursday and Friday too, we talked about how this could pump up between the 100-day moving at 200-day moving average and the 50-day in the daily, which on a falling now where we're at, that's 31.5 cents. So there is some room for it to come up. But again, I think this is going to be something that's similar to here and similar to 2 weeks ago right there. It has a nice little energetic quick rally, but the volume's not there to sustain it, and it eventually starts to give back those gangs. So that's what's going on there. The Federal Reserve is going to talk today, and I think they're going to keep interest rates pat. And look at today. Notice the altcoins are rallying, and look what happened in Bitcoin dominance. We had a little bit of a fall today back down to the 50-day moving average in the daily time frame. And when you see this fall, that promotes freedom for the altcoins to pump. When you see Bitcoin dominance rising like it's been, the altcoins get hit very, very hard. And you can see the Bitcoin price is trying to rally a little bit after its bearish cross. It's going to be a highly volatile day as 2:30 Eastern or 2 Eastern, I believe, the Fed releases their Fed minutes. And then I believe it's 2:30 Eastern, they do a press conference. But I expect the Fed to not raise rates. Or lower rates, I correct myself. I expect them to keep rates the same, which I think will eventually cause a bit of a sell-off in the stock market and risk assets, which is crypto. But it's going to be a highly volatile day. The gold market might come down a little bit too, based on them not lowering rates, because if they lower rates, that's very bullish for gold, because that means they're getting looser on their monetary and fiscal policy. When they raise rates, in theory, that's supposed to be bearish for gold. But you can see gold is kind of neutral right now. Gold's even. Silver's down about 1.2%. And the mining sector is pretty even. And Rivian, which I'm very bullish on in the long term, is having a nice little rally. But I expect a highly volatile day as the Fed talks. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love.